All right, what's going on, guys? This is Chris with my co-host JP Flown, and thanks again for joining us for yet again another episode of the Success Agent Podcast, where we're going to talk about strategies to help you sell more homes quicker and with less work to do it, all with automation and really just good mindset. You can catch us here live on the Success Agent Podcast on this Facebook page, Success Agent. We're going to be trying this every single week. I know today is Friday. We ran into some technical difficulties. But our goal here is to focus on creating content for you to help supercharge your business in no time flat. So last week we talked about figuring out what success looks like and really what success looks like in your own eyes and your own, your own mental head, and breaking that down into actionable bite-sized chunks that you can really work towards to build out your life to eventually having that full-blown equation solved. And one of those pieces that's really important or strategies to get you there is remaining distraction free. And that's exactly what we're covering today. We're in a time where there's tons and tons of distractions. You have things going off your computer, Facebook, Instagram, people are texting you, emails going everywhere. I mean, it could just get chaotic, let alone everything else. And today we want to focus on helping you just narrow down and really focusing on what matters at that moment in time, so then you can, live your life normally. JP, what kind of, what are the biggest things that distract you, especially as an experienced agent?
So the biggest distractions, I would say, especially if you're a parent, is your kids. I mean, no matter what your life is doing and where you have to be at, if you have a sick kid or if you have to pick them up from school, there's no options. Like, you're picking them up. Like, that's it. Like, you drop what you're doing and you pick up your kids. Like, or if you have a family member that has an emergency or something, all of these family type dynamics, are happening all the time. So the question is how do you navigate those things to still hit your targets? And
Step
how
one,
to
don't have kids, don't have a family.
so be a nomad
Yeah.
and live in the mountains
Yeah, there
by
you go.
yourself without a
And
cell phone.
do no real estate deals too. That'll
Do no
really
real
combine it.
estate. Absolutely. Just um, you know, come up with your own language by yourself, and see how you can, live.
So obviously that's not possible. So you have
No.
family and kids.
Yeah.
I
So
don't have
kids,
kids, but I can relate to the family.
coworkers
Okay.
can be a big distraction. Technology, email, social, those things, having a phone in your pocket can really be a huge distraction. And the thing is that you have to have a very high, what they call EQ, emotional quotient, which is your ability to be self-aware and how to redirect yourself by knowing that you're heading down this path, and then you have to kind of like pull back the reins and then focus again on doing the tasks that you need to do in order to help yourself be successful. So there's a lot of good books out there. One of the ones that I've read is Emotional Intelligence 2.0, which is really a fantastic book if you really want to go, oh yeah, I do that. I can, okay. Because one of the things that, they say is you can teach intelligence, but you can't teach emotional intelligence. So there are just some people that are just not self-aware, and they never will be, It's like that, when you go to the restaurant, that dude's got that little piece of something on his face, and you're just like, you just want to be like, you want to grab at that thing and just like, no, that'd be rude. But then it's like, okay, at what point do I tell him, like, dude, you got like that chunk of food on your face? I'm like, when was lunch? Oh yeah, that was 3 hours ago. Like, all right, dude, like, come on. Like, how do you not eventually start feeling that you got a little something on your face, dude? Like, so that's kind of, just one example. Another example would be like, if you're about to go on stage and you're going to do a presentation, you kind of like do a pause, maybe take a drink of water, use that moment to give yourself a few seconds to gather your thoughts in order to bring it all out, let it all go on stage. So, and then also being able to read people, and salespeople tend to be really good at emotional intelligence because they can read people, they can read their body language, the way they carry themselves. They listen to the words that they're saying, not necessarily, or how they're saying it, not necessarily what they're saying. And so, those kinds of different qualities right there will also help you, stay on track, stay focused on without getting distracted.
Right.
Video games is another one. Those kinds of things can really get you distracted. So if you have any kind of, game system or kids with game systems, then, obviously things will just gravitate towards back to you, and you're going to want to play with your kids because they're like, Daddy, can you play with me? Blah, blah, blah. Then next thing you know, you haven't gotten any of your stuff done. And now you're freaking, screwed because you have an offer that you forgot about that you need to get turned in. So not that that's happened to me. I'm just saying that, like you just gotta, again, it comes back to, too many things going on. And so I feel like when I was a kid and as I got older that I have some ADHD qualities that, that I've come to recognize. And so one of the things that I always do is I know that I have a horrible memory and I know that I get distracted very quickly. So when something important comes up and I have to do it, I just do it right now.
Yeah.
My wife hates that because she's like, well, what you can do now, you can do later. And I was like, yeah, well, it's kind of like eating and exercise. What I could do now, I could do that later too. But where's that going to get me? Is when later comes, then I can be like, well, what I could do now, I could do later. Then it keeps getting pushed off.
That's actually a great point because like for me, if I'm going to exercise, it has to happen in the very beginning of the day. Because if I oh yeah, I'll come back to it. And it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's starting to get dark, the sun's going away. Last thing I want to do is put on my running shoes and go out and run.
Yep.
There's no way I want to do that. I can think of a million other things to do than that. So even like setting apart a specific time that works for you, actually pretty important. And I think exercise is a great example of that.
Yeah, my end of the day exercise routine is everything shuts down. I go to the gym, except for today because I had to do this. So, but I made sure that I ran this morning and exercised this morning because I was like, and I tried every excuse to talk myself. I'm in my head going, oh, well, what if it's windy out? What if it's too windy? Yeah. What if it's too dark? What if the clothes that I'm wearing won't let me be seen by people driving around? Like, what if my foot starts to hurt? Or what if when the last time I ran, my shin started cramping up on me, my shin splint started hurting. So what if that happened? So now I drink a shot of pickle juice in the morning, and that's got potassium in it. And so it prevents me from cramping because I had this wicked cramp and I was like a mile and a half away from the house. And I was like, oh God. So I'm limp running all the way back to the house. I was just terrible. So I started doing that and I haven't had any issues since then. And it's terrible because I suck at drinking water. So I like do all these other little home remedies to not drink water, so pickle juice is high on the priority list now. So it's so yeah, no, I get it, man. So you've got to have, and routines help you too from getting distracted, having really hard cut off times and, things like that where, it prevents from having the distractions and stuff. So
you just, if everyone's noticed, JP just joined EXP, and with EXP, he lost his brokerage office. So now this is his wonderful basement office, just as I have. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But one of the hardest things for me was maintaining focus while at home, because there's 1.5 million other, like I want to do dishes more than I want to go and write an ad. And I never want to do dishes. Are you like feeling that same kind of thing? Like for me, my best remedy for that is literally leaving my office and going somewhere else.
Oh, see, I guess for me, it's my immediate environment. So like, I tried to make my home office as office-y as possible.
Yeah.
So like I have a little fireplace in here and I got I have a big desk, and then I got office carpet put in. So it's like very officey. So when I walk in here, it smells like I just left the house.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So like all of those kinds of things, like I wouldn't have like, a fake tree next to a little filing cabinet in my house, but I have it in my office
I don't
because
know, man. That's nice modern decor.
yeah, so you got
Yeah.
officey stuff in your office, so it feels like an office. I mean, who would have thought? So, um, so that's for me. That was kind of the thing. And then when I left my old office, I kind of put things in the exact same spot that they were when I was in my
Actually,
office. So it
yeah.
feels familiar to me. So it feels like I'm back at my office.
Gotcha. I was gonna say it's actually kind of the same. Like we're looking back. You're obviously in the corner.
Yep.
Of,
And I was in the corner before.
yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's all about like, you know, muscle memory. Your body wants to
Yeah.
gravitate towards the things that are familiar. And so I just continue to do the things that work for me in the environment that I want to keep.
Nice. Nice. Well, I know we got to keep this one short, unfortunately, guys. We really are shooting for Wednesdays, Wednesdays in the morning. So you can catch us here on the Success Agent page. Feel free to comment. Would love to hear from you, guys. If you want to get a hold of me, my email address is chris.successagent@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me on this page. Just direct message me there, or you can just find my personal Facebook profile. How about you, JP?
Yeah, you can reach me at 307-772-1184. You can direct text me. You can DM me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You could either that or you could just Google JP Fluellen, and then you can find me on Google, or you can send an email at james.fluellen@gmail.com. And I'm giving out right now a free 30-minute coaching session for those of you that find this podcast valuable. And so love to reach out and show you what we can do for you.
It sounded really confident.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah. Hey, you can reach out to me. Show you what we can do for you, because we're all ninjas here. So,
all right, man. We'll see you next Wednesday.
yep.
Everyone else will catch you then too, all right?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Have a good Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.